Hey guys, I just got back from fishing. No fish. But that's another story. Anybody that knows me knows that that's the norm anyways. But I did get some awesome footage of this garter snake ingesting a bullfrog. This was awesome. I was like a half a foot away from him, 4K, 60 frames a second. I hope you like this. It is a little bit graphic, but it is Mother Nature, and it's the way things are up here on the island.
Not exactly his luckiest day today. Hey, don't forget, show a little love. Hammer that like and subscribe button. It's totally free and helps me out huge. And just a warning, this video does contain graphic footage. The island has a multitude of bullfrogs and garter snakes, as well as other reptiles, amphibians, and aquatic life. This video is a fascinating display of nature's raw survival instincts. The snake, relying on its constriction abilities, overpowers the larger frog, showcasing the efficiency and precision of predators in the wild. It's a slow and methodical process, but a textbook example as the snake carefully maneuvers the frog into a position that allows for easier swallowing, starting with the head. I'm still amazed, and despite the disparity in size, the snake's flexible jaws and strong muscles enable it to gradually engulf the frog. This video highlights the intricate balance of predator and prey relationships, where survival often hinges on adaptability and resourcefulness. The entire process is a reminder of the cyclical nature of life on the island, where each creature plays a key role in this ecosystem. Just kind of starting the recording here. I think the snake is a little bit nervous to see the camera right in front of him, but he doesn't sense any heat from it. And eventually he settles down a little bit. So he's just starting to get the frog adjusted here. And this whole process actually took about 24 minutes from start to finish. Some of the clips I had to speed up because the contraction of the snake was so slow and it was almost barely visible. You can start to see here that he's got a portion of the frog inside his body. You can see right behind the head he's a little bit thicker, and he's still trying to position this frog properly. He's just wondering what I'm all about. I'm just trying to move some grasses so I can get a little better view when I move the camera back around to the side. But he doesn't seem to be too terribly upset. So now I moved, I had the camera beside him and I was kind of kneeling down behind the snake. I moved to the side and now he's starting to back up. He realizes that I'm not behind him anymore, and now he's starting to drag the frog backwards. He probably wants to get away from me and get into the woods. So he just kind of keeps dragging him backwards. Probably feels safer for him to do that. But I didn't want to miss the opportunity, so I moved back behind him, and now he's stopped his backwards move and he's trying to get this frog into his mouth. And like I mentioned before, this is a slow process. I think this is actually one of the clips that has been sped up by about 50%. So it's twice as fast as it was in real life. But if it was slowed down to the normal speed, I think it would be kind of unbearable to watch. But you can really see how he's working the contraction here, and he's opening his mouth, and he's using his fangs to try to push the frog in a little bit deeper. And I think he's starting to make a little bit of headway. This particular snake was, I would say, about 28 inches long, so maybe medium sized for a garter snake. I've seen them a lot bigger. But this guy was just kind of somewhere in the middle. And I would say the frog was just, your regular average Ontario bullfrog. Here's a little closer view from the front angle. It still seems impossible, doesn't it? Like, that frog is huge. It's hard to imagine. So here he moves over to the other side now, and he's just trying to get a little bit better grip on the frog. And it almost looks like he's making some pretty good headway here. Seems to have the head and a good portion of the torso down. It's almost like the hips and the legs that are still left. And he's really working it. You can see he's really contracting and really working those muscles, trying to constrict the frog as it goes in. And this frog is just slowly starting to disappear. But you know what? Leave a comment, because it ain't over till it's over. So I don't know if he's going to be able to choke the whole thing down. It still looks improbable to me. Leave a comment. Let me know if you think he's going to be able to get it all in. I'm sure we've all seen videos in the past where, both predator and prey have died because the crocodile couldn't swallow the lion or whatever it was. So yeah, it's hard to say. I'm still in disbelief. This frog's a lot bigger than this snake's head, and I'm just not so sure about this. But I can see he is putting in a real effort to get this in there. You can really see his upper body is starting to get a lot thicker. It just looks like he's really starting to use his fangs, because they point slightly inwards, really using those fangs to sort of push the body of the frog into his throat, and then using his muscles and using this wiggling to constrict the frog once it's inside him and start to push it a little further into his body for digestion. Just taking a bit of a pause. He's probably exhausted. Well, it looks to me like he's got 2/3 of the work done, I would think. Looks like all the big parts are in, and he's just got the frog legs left. Taking another bit of a breather. Just trying to shove that a little further down. A little further down. It's a beautiful day up here on the island in September. You can see some of the clouds going back and forth. Oh, look at the thickness of his body. He's almost starting to resemble a rattlesnake with his mid body being thick like that. And now again he's moving backwards. And I don't know if that's, just to stretch his body or straighten his body out. And he kind of rolls on his side here, and I'm just it looks like somebody grabbed him and is dragging him backwards, but he's totally doing that himself. And he's rolling on the side, and he's just got this, yeah, that is so bizarre. He's just got, and you can see those frog legs move, but it's not because the frog's alive. He's just manipulating them in his mouth, and it's making them move. Yeah, what a beautiful snake. Look at that. There's his meal. And he's still just got a little wee bit of the legs left there. He's just trying to get that last little bit down. I wonder if because there's such a little wee bit of surface area on the legs that he now has to rely on the muscles in his body. And just giving a little bit of a massage. He doesn't seem to mind that. Awesome. Well, look at that. It's in. He's got it all in. You can see he's got a little bit of a twig sticking out of his mouth. He ate a whole frog, and he can't get this twig out of his mouth. Little grass blade or something. That is just awesome. Oh, and there's his tongue. That's the first time we've seen his tongue. Look at that. Opens his mouth a little bit. I think he's just sniffing me out with his tongue now. Totally relaxed. He just had a good meal. Oh, big yawn, big yawn. Incredible. Just incredible. And now that we've spent a little bit of time together, he lets me pick him up. And usually when you pick these snakes up, once you get them in your hand, they enjoy the warmth of your hand and your arms, and usually they will just curl right around you because it's comforting to them. Oh, this is just awesome. Always great to make a new snake friend. Terrific. And there he goes. He's probably exhausted, and I'm sure he's heading back into the cover of the woods for a snooze. Well, thanks a lot for coming along. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and don't forget, click the like and subscribe button. Leave me some comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'd love to answer your questions, and we'll see you up here on the next episode of Canadian Island Life.